Welcome back to WandaVision Mondays with a spoiler review of episode 5, now on a special episode. Now, this episode has Wanda dealing with, well, Sword, Vision, who's getting even more suspicious, and kids who keep growing. Yeah, they become, basically in this episode, they go from babies to 5 to then 10, all in the span of one episode. They got a lot to deal with. Now, I really enjoyed this episode. I really think it blended the sitcom world and the real world really well. Especially when we first saw the very first kind of moment in the real world. It was kind of really cool how the episode was playing, like the beginning of this episode was on the TV screen. That was a really cool touch that they did. We also learned that Wanda stormed Sword to get Vision's body. Which, you know, we don't know what Sword was doing, but they're saying it goes against what Vision wanted. But, you know, Wanda just wants to have this happy life. She just wants to have her life with Vision, with the kids in the suburbs. Now, I will say that is one of the best scenes in this episode is when Sword sends in this 80s technology, because that's the only way it won't change, and Wanda just is super upset by that and just exits the world. Yes, she exits the sitcom world. In one of my favorite scenes in this entire episode, she just throws it, uses her powers, and everyone starts pointing at Hayward. Boy, Wanda. Great scene. Now, I also say with Vision is getting a lot more suspicious. He actually, with his powers, was able to snap someone out of this kind of world, you know, from the sitcom world to his real self. And you can see the panic on the person. And I'm really excited to see this more developed in the next few episodes. Because you can definitely tell these people, they're basically being cast in these roles. They're not who they are. And it really makes you wonder, how about all these other people? What pain are they in? Now, I think the scene between Wanda and Vision at the end of this episode where Vision confronts Wanda is such a powerful scene. How she wants the episode just to end. And Vision even mentions that they have the credits roll and he just doesn't let it. This causes Wanda to be a little upset by that. But yeah. So yes, the two fight. Vision expresses his anger, how he doesn't really remember much before Westview. What is Wanda keeping from him? And that is such a great scene of this. It also shows how Wanda's reality is kind of slipping away and it's harder for her to keep it together. During their fight, the doorbell rings, which kind of gives away, you know, to Vision that Wanda is just trying to distract him away. But Wanda says this is not her doing. And when she opens the door, it's Pietro. But not the one that anyone would expect. Now, you know, Pietro died in Age of Ultron, so you can't just magically bring him back. What do? They recast Pietro with Evan Peters, who played him in the X-Men Fox universe. That was an amazing scene. I do believe that might have been some of the stuff that was leaked, because parts of 5 and 6, I guess, leaked. I was at work, so I missed out on all the leaks, but I can see how that would probably really take away a lot of the surprise from this episode. And boy, was that great, and I'm really excited. Now, is this Pietro? I'm not quite sure. It's really hard to really know, is this actually, you know, Evan Peters' character from the X-Men universe? Lots that we don't know. Probably find out next week. But yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. I think it blended the two worlds really well, and you kind of see more about why Wanda is trying to keep this world together, but everything's kind of falling apart on her. It definitely felt the opening definitely did. Now, the opening credits that they did for the 80s felt really much like Family Ties. I think they nailed the look of that opening credits. Now, I also can say the commercial this week. Boy, Lagos paper towels. That's a good commercial, Marvel. Boy, you just nailed that reference, didn't you? When you did it, when you made a mistake, kind of, that you didn't mean to do. Marvel is really on the nose with these commercials. But yeah, episode 5 of WandaVision was great. I'm really excited for the rest of these episodes. I think we're now at that point where you kind of see Wanda is going to have a lot harder of a time keeping everything together. Because what's going to happen? What's the ending? I'm really excited for it. And it's going to be very exciting. So that's it for tonight. Tell me your guys' thoughts on episode 5 of WandaVision in the comments below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone.